Hey yo, Chef Corso, Monty Boca. I'm here to put you on the path to amazing meals, and we are back in the pantry here today in the desert. And we are here to talk about instant mashed potatoes. I know just about every one of you out there takes this on the trail, but they can get a little bit boring. So here are 9, maybe 10 or 11 recipes that you can make to jazz up your instant mashed potatoes. And at the end, I've got another instant mashed potato ingredient that you may not even know exists, so stay tuned. If you missed our other pantry episodes, we've got a whole great episode on awesome pasta recipes you can make and also what you can do with instant rice. So check those links down below. We are starting off with 2 classics, and sometimes it's best not to overthink things. So the first one is meat, potatoes, and gravy, because that's all you really want anyway. But really low pack weight, using jerky or some summer sausage to give you some nice protein, and using the gravy packets for some really great flavor. You can go real potatoes or you can go the instant mashed potatoes. And we've also got loaded mashed potatoes using some pre-cooked packed bacon, some cheddar cheese, maybe a little bit of milk powder if you want to really cream it up, adding some fresh green onions. Like, yeah, you can pack those along. They'll last for a few days. But if you are a vegetarian, a loaded baked potato, loaded mashed potato bowl, really isn't the best option for you. But a really great suggestion from some of you guys out there is using some of those freeze-dried vegetables. Often you can find them at Trader Joe's, whether that's broccoli or those snap pea snacks or some red pepper. So even if you are a vegetarian, you can do your own version of a loaded mashed potato bowl. Onward down the potato path, we've got 2 bomb recipes. And if you don't know what a bomb recipe is, it is a classic backpacker, specifically long haul thru hiker recipe that combines a couple different starches, a little bit of protein in order to give you a really filling bowl with not a lot of money, not a lot of time, and not a lot of weight. But I jazzed them up a little bit. So we've got the Bravas bomb with some Spanish flavors and some packaged tuna, and the holiday bomb, putting together instant stuffing mix and mashed potatoes, a little bit of the cranberry, the green beans, the French's fried onions, whatever Thanksgiving plate bowl experience you want, you can mash it all up together in a bomb. Next up, we've got shepherd's pie, a great hearty dish inside, but can be a little bit hard to take out on the trail. But what I suggest for you guys is to take along the fake meat options or the faux meat options out there that can really give you that ground beef experience, the instant mashed potatoes on top, some cheese to melt it. It does take a few more prep steps than just boiling water and making instant mashed potatoes, but it's a great recipe for a crew if you have a 2-liter pot, or maybe even 1.5 to 2-liter pot, to be able to make a whole big batch for the whole crew. So easy to make 3, 4, or 5 portions. But what I love about this recipe is you can make it classic, or you can make it Creole by adding some Old Bay or Cajun seasoning, or you can make it a little bit Mexican by adding some chili powder or some other cheeses or other chilies. So go nuts with this one, but it's a really great hearty option to have along. And speaking of hearty options, here's another really great one, smoked salmon chowder. So using our instant mashed potatoes that we have here, but throwing in some smoked salmon and a few different veggies, just a little bit of salt, and just diluting down these mashed potatoes into a soup consistency can give you a whole different eating experience and a really tasty bowl. And a question I get from you guys out there is, smoked salmon good on the trail? Yes, but not lox. Lox is smoked, but it's just really wet. It's very perishable. You can maybe have it for about a day-ish or so, but look for the very dry options for smoked salmon, and that should put you in the right direction. And the last 2 instant mashed potato recipes I'm gonna give you today is using instant sweet potatoes. Yes, they actually do exist. I have found them at just a few grocery stores, but they are a special order, pretty easy to find on Amazon, and I'll put a link down below. But it's a really nice option to give you a few more nutrients, different color, still the same kind of mashed up texture, but just something different that you can have along. And the 2 recipes that I have for you are a Thai sweet potato soup, which is super tasty. The soup is super tasty. Get it? Super yummy. And the last recipe that I'm going to give you today is a recipe that I made just this last summer as I was going on a hike down the Duckabush River in the Olympic National Park. And yes, Duckabush is a real river. I didn't make that up with my mustache here. But it's andouille sausage with southern sweet potatoes, a little bit of kale or collard greens, can pack along really, really well, but gives you a really hearty, complete bowl, and it's awesome at the end of a long day when you're sitting by a river. Thanks for coming along in the pantry for me. And if you are so inclined and you are super adventurous, you can take real potatoes out, not just instant mashed potatoes, and cook those along on your trek as well. They do take a few more minutes, but here's a really, really great recipe that can make that happen. But get out there, cook some potatoes, one of my favorite foods. Boca boca.